All right, so we're up for profitability. Now be advised, I am actually in my home office. I took, frames off the wall here. I just have a little, tape up white paper here. But I want to advise you that because I'm at home, I live in a residential area and my neighbors are taking turns mowing lawns. So if you can deal with the background noise interference of lawnmowers and edging tools, complemented by a nice array of dogs, everybody around me has at least one, we can continue on with our training. I am not worried about lawn care right now. I'm not worried about pets right now. My primary concern is surely profitability. Okay, and this is going to be training speaking both to those of you who are operating a side hustle, you are operating in free enterprise as a sole proprietor or dedicated like brick and mortar business, or you're doing online stuff, or if you are a coach or a trainer within somebody else's organization and you're achieving wages. The name of the game at the end of the day, while we love to do what we do as health and fitness professionals, you have to make money in order to be able to survive. So today's training is going to be looking at not just how do we achieve profitability, we're going to get to that. Some of the things that we need to call attention to first are the obstacles that we face in what inhibits us from actually achieving profitability or a higher level of wage. Now, this is so interesting to me. Looking back over trends, right? And when you're looking how to move forward, you always look backwards over trends. And what we've seen is a complete switch in the mindset of the consumer, right? If you look back, probably I would say 7 to 10 years. This is 2016 when I'm filming this training right now. So if you looked back then, 10 years ago, we actually spent a lot more time on the front end, more trying to convince people of the benefits of health and fitness. But now we see like a whole change of mentality where the consumer definitely realizes the value of health and fitness. Plus, it's perceived more now, and this I think is a huge thank you to the CrossFit community, is that they've brought health and fitness into the mainstream, and now it's totally sexy to do so, to work out and to lift weights and to eat well and all this stuff. So what ended up, or what started out rather, as a huge obstacle, we spent so much time trying to convince people to be healthy. Now we're dealing with obstacle number one for achieving profitability and a higher level of income has to do with overt market saturation, because we're seeing pop-up workout facilities happen everywhere. All right, so whether it's a CrossFit facility, whether it's new chains which are popping up, obviously, if you go down a street and you've got 3 consecutive gyms, they may offer a couple of different things, but you end up with this issue of market saturation, and that makes it way more competitive for us as healthcare professionals to truly be profitable. Right? Now, within that same situation, if you are working within somebody else's enterprise or you have your own, in order to achieve profitability or to get commissions or split payout or whatever from people coming in, you're definitely relying on heavy foot traffic to actually come through the doors. Now, some of the teaser ways that the business owners and different financial people have gone about this to attract new members to come in through the door and either come in for a week's free membership or, to give them some sort of incentive, because nowadays, everybody wants something for free, is they have taken the membership fee and they've dropped it down. I know of some places they're offering $1 a month membership fee. And I understand some of the thought process. It seems to put a band-aid over a short-term problem, but when you're looking at business, and business is not just how am I going to feed myself today, business is always evolving, and it's the accumulation of wealth for generations to come. How do we continue to stay in business for longer than these 24 hours, because I got to eat tomorrow and the next month and the next year and this thing. So what happens, obviously, when you lower your membership fees, 2 bad things really happen. Number one, the individuals who come in and they pay at a higher level, always find out that we actually have like this little hidden annual fee, this little nondescript, they call it either like an administrative fee or something like that, where we actually pay the difference between the dollar membership people or the $5 membership people and ours. So it gets buffered in there somehow. And we eventually learn about that, and it puts a really bad taste in those clients' mouths, which doesn't lend for really good business practice. Okay, but second to that, what it means for you is that when you have what we call, these lower membership fee people come in, they tend to be very low qualified. And please hear me out. I repeat this, and I cannot overstate this enough. My heart is truly like, I love to help people be healthy and the transformation which is involved in that. And I take into consideration, socioeconomic situations and things like that, where there are people out there who just need a chance and they will take advantage of $1 a month or $10 a year membership or something like that and go with it. But typically what we see, all right, if I can speak to the business owner in you, if I can speak to the economic person inside of your mind, is when you start recruiting people with such a low price point, they usually, over the long term, they don't give you a very great return on your investment of time and effort. So like the long-term value of these people, it tends to be very low because from the get-go, they're what we call unqualified prospects. And typically what happens is they're generally not totally committed to their own health and fitness. They typically do not come in prepared or with the willingness to fund or even ability to fund additional services. And so they don't stay very long, and they typically do not convert to upgrade or to purchase any additional PT, any personal training or anything on that aspect. So really, this ends up costing us a lot of money and a lot of frustration that you don't have anybody new to prospect or to close any business or sales with. And so at the end of the day, you're really not making any more money. All you're doing is you're either getting a second job or you're increasing your hours and driving yourself insane because, the foot traffic through the door is not optimum in order to just to begin with. Okay? So what are you relying on then to truly be profitable? All right, and profitability is different than increased wages, but it doesn't matter. In this teaching, it's going to be the same thing. As you are relying to be profitable, to have more money in your pocket, you're relying on traffic to come through the doors, right? And who has it been? It's been these people, all right? But we see all kinds of problems driving traffic through our doors nowadays, because of market saturation, right? Because of the culture of the people who live within the geographic area. Maybe they are not even health and fitness conscious or whatnot, okay? And you're also relying for profitability on you're receiving some sort of fair compensation, commission split or whatever from a result of closing some business to get them to train with you or purchase your products and services, right? Well, here's the problem. The problem is that traditional marketing is not enough to drive the traffic of even a higher qualified person through your door. Okay? What's the traditional marketing that we've always used in health and fitness? It's always been the same stuff. This is a flyer. I made it many years ago. People get a flyer nowadays. If they even look at it, they just crumple it up, they throw it away. Okay, maybe you decided to upgrade yourself a little bit, you get some business cards. If they even look at it, maybe they put it in a pocket or in their purse or gym bag or whatever, but basically those get thrown in the garbage. So now you've wasted time, you've wasted money on something that's not going to give you any sort of return on your investment whatsoever. All right, which leaves you with the phone. All right, well, that's real good, but nowadays, people don't even answer their phone. If you look out there and you ask people, they've done surveys on this, people have honestly responded that they are annoyed when their phone rings, so they don't even answer your phone call. And you say, okay, well, that's fine. I'm just going to text them and I'm going to prospect via text. Well, that's cool, but guess what? If they don't want to respond, they'll just tell you, I never received your text, or you'll never even hear from them again. Like, it is so incredibly ridiculous to expect old school and I shouldn't say outdated because some of it still works, but it's just not enough, the tactics that we're using to achieve that true sense of profitability. So these next couple days, what we're going to be doing now is looking at an economic model as how do we actually take what we perceive as obstacles and as entrepreneurs to look for the opportunity in there. Okay, so this is what you can expect. Make sure my paper doesn't fall off the wall here. All right, so we're going to have our next discussions about the difference between profits and wages. All right, so we're totally going to hit up like some of like the detailed like accounting, bookkeeping, tax strategies and stuff like that between the two. But then we're going to be looking at 3 different areas: the involvement of economics, the involvement of geography, and the involvement of resources, which are actually like an infinite and intertwined circle, if you will, to achieving profitability for yourself as a health and fitness professional. All right, so flip them out of here. We'll see you back tomorrow with another set of training. Mwah!